Hey everyone. Okay. I think some came today. Did you went through yesterday's demo session? Okay, fine. They'll give you access for it. You can. Fine. So let's go to our first class, stages in data analysis. So when you are analyzing the data, you have, this is the flow. First, we'll take the data and we will, that information we'll summarize it, we will present in the form of tables and charts, and we will analyze the data, and then we protect or print or share this information. This is not only for Excel, this may be any kind of analysis tool like Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, anything, we follow the same sequence for any kind of data analysis. Okay. Okay. Why Excel? Yesterday we discussed it, right? Why Excel? First one is to store the data. Second one is for calculation purpose. And third one is for analysis purpose. So how many formulas we have as of today? 522 formulas. So what is the latest version of Excel? MS 365 is the like a live application, but 2021. Now we are in 2021. We are using it. Okay. And history of spreadsheet, this is not required for you, and nobody will ask you questions about this history, but this is just for your reference. So the first Excel application, we called it as Visual Calci, that is introduced in 1978. Okay. And then Super Calci and Lotus 123. Now actual Excel application started from 1985. Okay. Who are the competitors for Excel? Do you know any applications which is looking same like Excel? Sorry, Access. Access is a database, right? You can't do some calculations. You can store the data, and you can do automations. You can analyze all that you can do, but um my equation is just like a spreadsheet, right, in the form of cells and formulas. Having formulas like as discussed, we have 522 formulas to calculate something. Do you have any other application just like Excel?
Google Sheets.
Google Sheets, okay, but still you don't have that many formulas, and it's similar to Excel, but you won't have all these formulas. It won't work. Okay, so for Excel, competitors are Excel only. Okay, so usually everyone will use Excel only for to store the data for analysis and for calculation purpose. Okay, for Excel is the competitor for Excel. So every time they are introducing, they are releasing the new versions. In the new versions, you are getting a advanced features. From version to version, they are introducing new charts, some new formulas, new concepts you are getting. What are the new features are added from version to version that we are going to learn later in our version differences. Okay. Next one. Terminology of Excel. First of all, here we have some freshers also, right? Some people maybe they did not use Excel at all. So that's why I'm explaining you this. This is what is row and what is column. A, B, C, D, these are columns. Okay. I can say the vertical ones are called columns. And 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers are called rows. Okay. A, B, C, D. A is nothing but a column name. Okay. If I'm asking what is column number for A, that is 1. A we will consider like 1. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, like that. Okay. And if you see, you can see a box. That each box we will call as a cell. Cell. One box is equal to one cell. So where we can see the cell address? Here in the name box. This is name box. So what is cell address? First column name and then row number. Okay. So you are in which column now? I'm in D column. And which row? 21 row. So D21 is the cell address that you can see here. Is it clear? So don't get confusion. If after Excel classes, if I ask this question, still people are getting confused. I don't know why. What is cell? Cell is a intersection point of column name and row number. Where you can see the cell address? In the name box. Okay. Next one. Worksheet. This each tab is called one sheet. Okay. How many sheets you can create? Is there any limit? There is no limit. Depends on your system capacity, RAM capacity. Right? Next. Workbook is nothing but a file. Together, all sheets, we will call it as a workbook. Workbook or file. See, if I go to desktop, this is one file, this is one file, this is one file. File or workbook. That Excel file is called a workbook. Right? Word file is called one file, right? If you have Word, if you open a Word, that is one file. PowerPoint is, you will create that files, right? That is called a file. So the same file we will call it as workbook. All the sheets we will call it as a workbook, right? Okay. Object model of Excel. So if you want to work with Excel application, first of all, you have to install Excel, right? So you should have application Excel. Then after installing it, you need to create a file. Correct? You will create a file. And then you should have a sheet inside the file. And then the next level is cells. Cell is nothing but these boxes. Finally, where you will do all this inside the sheet, nothing but on the cells. So you should have an application and then a workbook. Under workbook, you will have sheets. Under sheets, you have cells. That is the flow. That is the object model of Excel. Right? Next. That cells, chart, shapes, tables, all that we will create inside the sheets only. Okay. File types. So whenever you create any file, you have to save that file, right? When you are saving that file, you will have a extension for every file. If I go for notepad file, you have .txt, and for PowerPoint presentation .ppt, right? And for Word document, it is .doc, .doc or .docx, right? So for every application, you will have an extension. So in Excel, we have different extensions. Let's try to understand what is the difference between each like file type. File type is nothing but an extension. So the first one is .xls. So where you can see it, file. If I go to save as any file, I'm trying. Here save as type is there, right? So in the bottom you will change sometimes PDF, sometimes right, you can open a Word document, and when you are trying to save it as a PDF, it will save in PDF format. I no need to explain more about it, right? Yeah. So the first extension is .xls. This is old version of Excel, 97 2003. So what is the first version? 2003 Excel. After 2003, next is 2007, then 10. For every 3 years, they are releasing it, new versions. Okay. So 97 2003 .xls. So in this, you can store Excel data as well as macros data. Again, what is macros? A question. Whatever things you are doing in Excel manually, you can automate it by writing some code. Let me show you an example. Uh, you have a data. Okay, first of all, I did not save this file, okay? Right? I'll run the macro. Okay. Okay. Now here we have two macros. Macros is nothing but a step-by-step code to perform some task. Okay. Here my requirement is we have some data product information. I mean, product and customers information, maybe quarterly one. It's not a sales data. Yeah, I assume like it's a sales data, product, customer, quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's a profit data. Okay. My requirement is create one sheet for each customer. If you take a bugs, customer bugs, he purchased some different products, correct? And this is the data. So you need to create bugs sheet. There it should have only bugs data. Okay. Then create, suppose bolid, we have only one record. Create a separate sheet for bolid with bolid information. Bottom, Yansh, Godos, Pico. Like this you have. How many customers do you want to see? I will remove the duplicate values. If you see, you have 77 unique values. Means how many customers? 77 customers. How many sheets you have to create now? 77 sheets. Correct? Tell me how much time it will take. For what you have to do? Create a sheet. Change the sheet name with that customer name. Copy that particular customer information and paste here. Second sheet. Filter that second customer information. Copy and paste here. That is my requirement. Tell me how much time it will take. A couple of hours. couple of hours. Okay, you have only 77 customers. What if you have more data? Maybe 200 customers, maybe more, right? And every day, maybe the data will change. Today, assume like it's taking, suppose 4 hours time. 4 hours time. Are you sure after completing this work, are you 100% sure that you did correct, complete work? What is the confusion? Because I'm taking every step manual. So when you are typing that customer name, you may type wrong name. And when you're filtering the data, maybe you're copying different customer information in a different sheet. Correct? And this will take a lot of time also. Correct? What if I want, after keeping data in a separate sheet, I want to send that sheet to that particular customer, send an automatic email. I want to send an email with that information. So how many mails you have to send now? 77 emails. I think you need to pull a chair once. 77 emails you have to send, correct? But let's go to code. This is the macro code to segregate the data. What we have here, these are variable declarations, just leave it. It's creating a new sheet at the end and the sheet name is cust. Okay. And we are doing some copy paste from where? From data sheet B to B, column B to B, copy, and where we need to paste it? Customer sheet A1 cell. Okay, and then we are removing duplicate values and I'm finding how many unique customers are there. And then I'm running some loop. Okay, this is some step-by-step procedure. Whatever you are doing manually, we are converting that into code. Let's go to this code now. I will delete this. Okay, now just click on this button. Okay. See. And let's see, what is this 3.58? Is it minutes? Is it taking 3 minutes? 3 seconds. Around 4 seconds. Right? In 4 seconds, you are able to create, you are able to segregate the data. See? This is automation, okay? So whatever things manually you are doing in Excel, that we will convert into code. So when you are you will assign that to a button or something. When you are clicking on it, it will perform that action. So tomorrow I got a different data. Now I have total 272 records. Tomorrow I may get 500 records. So what I have to do? Clean up, remove all these sheets. I cannot delete one by one sheet manually again. This will take a lot of time. So click on clean up, delete it. Just paste that data again, do data segregation. Okay, that is macro. So why we are discussing all this? Because in XLS, you can store Excel data as well as macro. What is macro? This code is macro. Okay. Now, if I save as .xls, this is 97/2003 book. Then,
so the first day you segregate the data, and then the next day you get more data, and you upload that data into the first sheet.
Yes.
Where all the data is.
Correct.
So the next day you have to clean it up and then segregate it again.
Yeah.
Can't you just
amend it?
Yeah.
You can do that. So in this requirement, we are doing like this. So if your requirement is only the new data you want to check based on some timestamp or something, then you can do that. In the code itself, you have to write. Okay. Okay, so here, save as type, if it is 97 2003, so the macro code we just now I showed you that it will store. Suppose if it is .xlsx, okay, don't get confusion, okay, dot, I'll say cancel, I'll close this. Okay, I don't close now, I'll show. .xls, it can store data plus macros. .xlsx, it can store only data but not macros. I'll try to save this file, save as, okay. I'll save it as just workbook, okay. Excelsx, save, yes. Now I'll close it, I'll open it again. This is the book, right? Open this. I can see the data. If you go to macro, where is the macro? And you try to run it. Cannot run the macro. The macro may not be available in this workbook or all macros may be disabled. First of all, it will not save that file. Save that macro code. If it is .xlsx, what it will store? Only the sheets information. Okay. So if you want to store that macro also, then you have to save that file as XLSM, nothing but macro enabled workbook, or binary workbook. In binary workbook also you can save Excel data as well as macros data both. So in both the cases you are able to store Excel as well as macros. Then what is the use of binary workbook? Why we have to store it in binary workbook? You know, sometimes you will work with large data set, right? When you are working with the largest data set, you are trying to send that file to your colleagues. Because the file size is more, you can't attach the file. Okay. But if you store that in binary workbook, it will reduce the file size. It's just like a compressing the file. It will store the data in binary format. Okay. I'll show you with the example. See, if you see this, the same data, okay, same data, we saved it in CSV format. Okay. Then the file size is 1850 KB. .txt 1850 KB. .xls, it is 3067 KB. But if you save the same file in .xlsb, nothing but binary workbook, the file size is 815 KB. Sometimes maybe you need to upload the files in the drive, right? Or you need to send through email. It will not allow you to send email because the file size is more, right? So in that case, you can save that in .xlsb format. So even though you have only Excel data, you can save it as .xlsb. Only when you have macros, should not save it in .xlsx format. Are you getting? Don't get confusion. Okay. You have only Excel data. Then XLSX, XLSB, XLSM, you can store in any format. You have macros also. Then compulsory you have to save it in .xlsb or .xls to store the macros. Is this clear or any confusion? No? Clear? Okay. So these are the 4 extensions, okay? XLSX, XLSM and XLSB can be accessed in 2007, from 2007. .xlsx is, .xls is old version of Excel. So if you save something in .xls format, what will happen? You know, there is a difference in the rows and columns. Okay. You can see This A, B, C, D, these are the column names, right? So till where you have these column names, that depends on the version. If it is 97 2003 Excel, you will have only 256 columns. 256 columns, nothing but the column name is IV. IV1. IV is the last column. You can see the column number. This is 256th column. After IV, you don't have any columns. Where? In 2003 Excel. Even if you save the file in .xls format, there also you will have only up to IV. Okay? It will not store more than, you can't see more columns. You can't work with more columns. Right? But from 2007 onwards, the extension changed to .xlsx. Default extension is .xls in 97 2003. From 2007 onwards, it is changed to .xlsx. Not only for Excel, all MS Office versions, okay? For Word, it is .docx. For PPT, instead of .ppt, it is .pptx. So because lot of changes from 2003 to 2007. So that's why the extension also changed. Okay. Okay. IV is the last column. So coming to rows. In 2003 Excel, you have only up to 65,536 rows. 65,536 rows. Okay, 65,536. So after this, you can't store more than 65,000 records. Okay. But from 2007 onwards, it is increased to 10,48,576. 10,48,576. How many? I mean, 65,536 became 10,48,576. How many times it is increased? 16 times. 10 lakhs is not a small number. 10 lakhs data you can store. Okay. And the number of columns also increased. Instead of 256, it is 16,384 columns. 16,000. In any data set, you won't have more, more than 100 columns, right? But you have chance to enter up to 16,384 columns. Right? So the last column name is, if it is 256, IV is the last column. If it is 16,384, it is XFD. XFD is the last column. You want to see the column number? 16,380. Okay. Now tell me, how many cells, how many columns you have? Anyways, nobody is using 2003, right? At least 7 or 10, correct? So how many columns you have in the latest version? 16,384. For each column, how many cells? 10,48,576. Total, how many cells you have? Total in one spreadsheet, how many cells you have? Each column, 10,48,576, right? So total, how many columns you have? How many columns we have? No? 384. How many rows you have?
10 lakhs.
10,48,000. So 10 lakhs, around 10 lakhs. Okay. Now, in each column, if you take column A, you have A1, A2, A3 up to A 10,48,576. So in A column number 1, how many cells you have? 10,48,576 cells. A and B, 2 columns. How many cells you have? 2 into 10,48,576. A, B, C, 3 columns. 3 into 3 columns, right? 3 into 10,48,000. Like this, total in one Excel spreadsheet, nothing but a sheet. How many cells you have? 16,384 into 10,48,576. Okay, that is this number. Total cells. Total cells 10,48,576 into 16,384. So this many cells you have in one sheet. Like this, you can create multiple sheets, correct? Okay. Let's try to find out how many seconds we have in a year. 365 days into each day 24 hours into each hour 60 minutes into each minute 60 seconds. So in 1 year, you have these many seconds. If you do this by this, it is giving 545. What does that mean, you know? If you take 1 second per one cell, then it will take 545 years to fill one spreadsheet. Means like this, manually you are typing something. Each you are taking 1 second. To complete one spreadsheet, it will take this much time. See how much big is your Excel. Right? Only one sheet. So like this, you can create multiple sheet. Is it clear? Okay. Shall we go to next one? Okay. Version differences. So we have multiple versions, 2003, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 21, and Office 365. So in 2003, you know already the first difference. Tell me, what is the first difference? Rows and columns. The first difference is about rows and columns, right? So in 2003, we have only up to 65,536 rows and 256 columns. But from 2007 onwards, it became 10,48,576 and 16,384 columns. What is the last column name in old version? IV. Last column in new version? Accepting. Last cell in old version. Last cell. IV 65,536. IV is the last column and 65,536 is the last row. So after this, you won't have any cell. Correct? Next in old new version, accepted 10,48,576 is the last cell. Right? Okay, next difference. Default extension. In old version, it is .xls. From 7 onwards, it is .xlsx. That is the second difference. Third difference is ribbon. Ribbon. What is ribbon? See, if you see here, if you click on a tab, this is tab, okay? You can see options, all options belongs to only home tab. Alignment, number, style, all this. When you click on insert tab, all insert tab related options you will see, correct? This is called a ribbon. I'm hiding it. See, Control F1 is the shortcut key to hide or unhide the ribbon. I'm hiding it. That hidden one is called ribbon. That ribbon you don't have in old version. You used to have like this. Like this. When you click on a tab, it will show you something like a drop down. And you need to choose that option in old version. But from 7 onwards, it is like this. Here itself you are able to see all the options. Okay. And the next difference is the formulas. You have 341 formulas in 2003 Excel. Okay. Next in 7, your rows, columns all fine, and 12 extra formulas added. And you know what are the extra formulas already we'll have in the material. I showed you yesterday, right? Version wise formulas. You want to see what are the 12 formulas? Select 2007. These are the 12 formulas from 2007 onwards. Version wise you can see here. Okay. Next one is, so total you will have 341 plus 12. 353 formulas. Ribbon interface replacing traditional menus and toolbars. Some more look wise they changed in 2007. And basic features like conditional formatting, tables, and basic chart options were improved. So in 2003, you have some limited charts. More charts are improved, and conditional formatting, table options also improved. Okay. And in 10, same rows, columns, extension, just leave about it. Formulas, extra 57 added in 2010. And total you have 410 formulas. Ribbon more improved. Okay. And slicers and sparklines added from 2010. What is slicer and sparkline? Okay. I'll take a data. Okay, this is my data. So I'll create a normal table or pivot table. I'll explain you later. So this is a table design. Why, how I created and what is the use of this table design, all that we will discuss later. I'm inserting a slicer. Slicer is nothing but a filter. On which column you want to apply the slicer? On year and month. Say okay. Okay. Now if I click on 2010, it will show you only 2010 data. Okay, I'm removing this filter. Only January data I want to see. January 2010 I want to see. So it's just like a normal filter. But what did you felt better compared to normal filter option? You have to click here, and suppose I selected 2010. People don't know what values they selected, right? Until unless you go to this filter option, we don't know what values we filter. But here you can able to see easily. And nowadays for creating a dashboard, we are using this slicer only. Okay, you can do more formatting on it. All that we are going to learn later. This is available from 2010 Excel. Okay, next one. Sparkline. Let me take some names. Week 1 to week 4. I want to see NM1 performance from week 1 to week 4, whether it is increased or decreased. So NM1 performance. I'll take only NM1 data. Let me insert a line chart. Insert a line chart. So now I can see first it is increased, then decreased in week 3 and then increased. Right? Now I have to create same for NM2. When you are creating a chart, it is taking some space. Correct? Now, if you have 100 records, will you create 100 charts? It will take so much space and you don't know which chart is available in which location. You have other option like dynamic chart. What is dynamic chart? In the drop down, I'll select a particular employee name. It should give me only that particular person chart. But in the drop down, if you have so many values, selecting a particular person also difficult. Are you getting? I'll show you. See, suppose okay, I'll go to this pivot table. Here we have some data. If you go to orders information, I want to select a particular customer. Okay, where we have customer name. Now see how selecting a particular customer also difficult. You have to move down like this. Correct? When you have a large data set, selecting, if you will have so many values in the drop down, so selecting a particular value also difficult. So here we can create a spark line. What is spark line? You can insert a chart in single cell. Single cell. How to insert it? Go to insert spark lines here. I'll go for line spark line. And what is the data set? Say okay. Drag it down. See? In the same record itself, you can see that particular person performance. Right? But you won't have more options like a chart. But up to some extent, you can identify whether it is increased or decreased. Comparison you can do. I'll show you. You have 3 different types of sparklines. But in charts, you will have so many types. But sparklines, you will have only 3 types. This is also available from 2010 Excel. Okay. Next, 2013. Formulas extra 50 added. And timeline, I'll tell you what is timeline. Oh, okay. Well, it's just like a filter option, okay? I'll insert a pivot table. You can create only in the pivot table, this timeline option. You should have some date if you want to apply a timeline. Now go to insert timeline. Okay. It will show you, if it is a slicer, it will show you all the columns available in the table. But if it is a timeline, you will see only date related field. Wherever you have date column, you will see that. Select it, say okay. It will show you horizontally like this. You can filter by, okay, you can select only years I'm selecting, suppose. Okay. Or years and quarters. 2015 quarter 1, quarter 2 data I want to see. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 4. So like this, when you are selecting it, the report will change. Actually, there is no data for particular selection. That's why you can't see anything. If I go to 2017 May 17. May means quarter 1 and 2 I'll select. You can see the numbers, right? This is a horizontal notation and that is a vertical notation. Slicers. Okay. This is available from 2013. And slicers you can apply on normal table as well as pivot table. In 2010, you can apply only on pivot table. But from 13 onwards, you can apply on pivot table as well as normal table. Okay? Normal table is nothing but I did not create pivot table previously, right? From here itself, I created that slicer. This is available from 2013. Actual slicers available from pivot tables onwards. That pivot tables we have in 2010. Okay? Next difference is flash fill option. Okay. What is flash fill? Okay, if you see, I want to split first name, middle name, and last name. Okay. What you will do? Either you have to go for text to columns option. And I think you don't know what is text to columns. You need to write some formulas to get only first name, middle name, and last name. Here you have a full name, right? You need to split it. In flash fill option, type manually Mahendra. Okay. Say Control E. It will give you all the first names. Sync Control E. All the middle names. Or let's go here. I want to get last 4 digits from the car number. I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Control E. Okay. You have a mail ID. I just want to get username info. Control E. So this is flash fill. Based on the first value you entered, it will try to understand the pattern what we are looking. Based on that, it will fill the remaining values. Okay. That is available from 2013 Excel. 2013. Next, a quick analysis tool. What is quick analysis tool? I have some data. Okay. Using this data, what are the possible options? What you can do? Maybe we'll apply some conditional format colors. Or you want to get a totals in the bottom. Correct? Or maybe you want to create a table using this data. Right? Multiple options, right? If you do a right click on quick analysis. You can see all the possible options here itself. Formatting, conditional formatting. You want to create a charts, it will show you charts list. You want to get a totals, you see sum, if I select, it's showing sum in the bottom. Right? Table you want to convert this into table. Or you want to create a pivot table, blank pivot table. Spark lines you want to create using this data. So all options here itself, it will show you. All the possible options. If your requirement is one of it, from here itself, you can create your, you can do your analysis. That is quick analysis. Okay. that is quick analysis tool. And then new chart types introduced, like box and whisker plot and histogram charts. Two different types of charts introduced from 2013. And cloud integration, improved integration with OneDrive, allowing for easier sharing and collaboration. Okay, coming to this cloud integration, if you have a licensed version of Excel, just like a Google Drive, if you have a Gmail, you will store your files in the Google Drive, right? So just like a Google Drive, in MS Office application, we have OneDrive option. It's just like a pen drive. Yeah. You can store the files and you can share that files with multiple people. You have to do a right click and share so that different people can work with the same files at a time. And previously, we need to keep in the network drive so that they can able to open it. But now in OneDrive, you can keep the files and you can share it so that multiple people can work with the same files. And even your system is crashed. Okay. You want to work in a different system. If you log in with your MS Office credentials, you can see your all files which are stored in OneDrive. So the data will store in the cloud. Okay, that is available from 2013. Is it clear? Next. From 2016 onwards, extra 11 formulas added and 471 total, and Power Query and Power Pivot enhanced data analysis and modeling capabilities, and forecasting report. Forecasting also introduced from 2016. Okay, what is Power Query and what is Power Pivot? First, let's see what is Power Pivot. Power Pivot is available from 2016. It's available in 2013 only, but as a add-in. You need to install some add-in, then you can use it in 2013. But from 2016 onwards, it is default. Okay, suppose you have some 100 records in one sheet, 100 records in second sheet. Okay, you want to create a pivot table using this 2 sheets data. What do you have to do? Are you able to create a pivot table if you have data in different sheets? You don't know if you are not working with Excel. Yeah, actually it's not possible. If the data is in one place, then only you can create a pivot table. When you have data in 2 sheets, you have to copy that second sheet information into first sheet, then only you can create a pivot table. But if it is a Power Pivot, then no need to copy data, even though you have data in different sheets or different applications. Some data I have in SQL Server, some in MS Access, some in Notepad files, some in website. Just you can give the connection and you can create your report. You can create your pivot tables. That is possible using Power Pivot option. Okay. Next, Power Query. When you are loading the data, this little I'll explain you more. This Power Query option, little I'll explain you more in our next classes when I'm loading data from other applications to Excel, okay? In the data tab, I'll explain you more. Like when you are loading it, you want to modify the data. You have some data, as I said, you have a full name. But I want to load only first name. But in my data set, I don't have first name. I have full name. From that full name, I want to load only first name. What you have to do? Is it possible when you are downloading data from other application? No. Using Power Query editor, you can modify that in middle. Okay. So you can do that steps. So that whenever you are loading the data, it will perform the steps and it will load only the first name. Or you have a mobile number. That mobile number is showing me like a complete 10-digit number. But I want to see 5-digit number space 5-digit number. Then When you are loading it itself, you want to modify in the Power Query editor. It's like a transforming the data. That steps you can do using Power Query editor. Little we are going to learn in the data tab when you are getting data from other application to Excel. Okay. Next one. In 2019, extra 6 formulas added, total 477, and improved visualizations like map chat and funnel chats were introduced from 2019. What is map chat? What is funnel chat? We are going to learn in charts concept, right? Data types like geographic and stock related information. Anyways, we are not going to work with this charts data. Accessibility features, improve tools to help users with disabilities. Some features they added for people who are disabled. Okay. And 2021, extra 9 formulas added. That formulas list all we have in the link. If you click on it, you can see. This is Excel. Yeah. X lookup, look left and right, X lookup option, dynamic arrays concept, let function, X match function, views, accessibility ribbon. So all this were introduced from 2021. Okay. Coming to Excel 365, extra 36 formulas, very important formulas like okay, unique, all that you will have in 2021 only. Okay, extra 36 formulas added and total 522 formulas. And the difference is one-time purchase and use lifetime. If you are installing, suppose 2019, after getting 2021, you have to uninstall that 2019 and you need to purchase a 2021 license, then only you can install 2021. But if it is Office 365, only one time install and you can use it lifetime. Whenever the some options they introduce, immediately it will reflect in your application. It's a live, okay? It will connect to internet, and whenever the new updates are changing there in the Microsoft, immediately that will reflect in your application. So if you want to purchase a licensed one, better go for Office 365. You will have everything available. Even though next versions are released, no need to install a new application. Right? Clear? That is the difference between each version. So tomorrow I'll start with the home tab. Home tab from cut, copy, paste onwards will start. Okay. Any questions from anyone? Online guys. Bye. No? If nothing, you can leave. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. So we'll upload this file maybe tomorrow. So you will, I mean, once the class is done, that classroom file I'll upload in the drive. You can download from there and you can practice. Right? Yeah, you can leave.